Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us once again. My name is Cherry Ryce, and I'm your host for today's Tele-Class. I'd like to officially welcome you to Karen Ryce's World Movement for Raising Happy Kids. Today, Karen will be sharing with us about the topic is going to be Let's Raise Happy Kids. And I like what she has on her website. She said, why not? It's so much better for everyone. Ensuring that your kids always feel that you love them, feeling loved and appreciated, helps them develop confidence, strong self-respect, and inner strength. So why not, right? So why not? So stay with us for the next 30 minutes. Grab your notebook and pen and get ready to take down some really good notes that can make a difference in your family life and even work life if you are working with kids. It's going to be an awesome topic that you wouldn't want to miss. Also, if this is your first time to listen into Karen's free teleclasses, we welcome you and thanks for joining us. You are in for a treat. I promise you. Karen Ryce is known as the miracle worker of education and parenting. She is famous for engineering happiness for kids and the adults in their lives through positive respect without ever using punishment. Isn't that amazing? How many people do you know that you think might benefit from this class? Please keep them in mind and share this teleclass with them, and let's start a ripple effect for peace and support this world movement for raising happy kids. I also just want to express my gratitude to Karen for doing this for all of us and giving all of us access to your knowledge and wisdom. Thank you for making a difference in our lives, Karen. Just to give you a little bit of a background here, I met Karen last February of this year at the Women's Chamber office. I was helping out with the membership at that time. She handed me a copy of her book, Parenting for the New Millennium. I took a quick glance at the contents and thought to myself, Karen, you know, your work needs to be spread out to the world. A lot of homes, schools, and organizations need to know about your message. And so here we are today doing just that, spreading her message and her work and bringing awareness to people about her certification program in raising happy kids. She's actually going to mention more details about that later on, but you can learn more about raising happy kids by visiting her website at happykidsco.com. Several years ago, she was given the name the Miracle Worker of Education and Parenting. She is famous for engineering happiness for kids and the adults in their lives through positive respect without ever using punishment. So, with no further delay, I'm proud to share with you my good friend and the miracle worker of education and parenting, Karen Ryce. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Cherry. Wow, what an amazing introduction. Thank you so much. I'm going to add a little bit of information about my background before I get into Let's Raise Happy Kids, because it started when I was growing up, actually. I remember I was 13 and I was in my room sitting on my bottom bunk, and I was thinking that I knew I was here to do something important. And I was wondering, like, was it to cure cancer? But then as I thought about it more, I realized, no, it wasn't that. I didn't want to go to medical school and do all of that part of it. But I had no idea what it was. And after a while, I didn't really think about it anymore. I went on with my life. I got a BA in anthropology because it was fascinating to me how people lived and what they did in their daily life. Then in 1970, I ended up taking a Montessori training course in India. And in 1973, returned to the United States and started a Montessori school in Northern California. I became disturbed by the way parents were treating their kids. It really bothered me. It didn't fit in at all with what I'd learned in Montessori, though it was very similar to how I was raised. And so I was in a state of confusion for a little while. Then one day I was in a church rummage sale, and I was looking at a little blouse for my daughter. My first daughter was born at that time, and I was looking at a little blouse, and I have no idea why I did this, and it must have been for this, because I turned over the price tag, and I realized that it was written on a piece of the Emancipation Proclamation. And just doing that, all of a sudden, there was like awareness expanded in my mind, and I had a name to put to what I saw people doing with children. And that name became a chapter in my book called Silent Slavery. And the next part of my life was focused on what could I do about it to fix it, because it just did not seem right to me. In fact, we had the Emancipation Proclamation so that people were declared free. So the next part of my life was figuring out what could be done about this. And then once I figured something out, I started to share it, and I realized I need to know how to share it so that people don't get upset, don't get bothered, but just stay open and hear it. And so that's what happened next. And this solution is what I'm presenting briefly here today. First, I'll share some of the highlights of what I learned. This is just a sample of what you get to learn in the certification program. Imagine your family, everyone getting along, getting their needs met, helping each other, enjoying each other. All of you feel connected, loved, understood, important, and you all know how to create this state of well-being and how to maintain it so that problems between family members do not develop. Besides helping them grow up happy, the tools, skills, and strategies of raising happy kids can help your child receive the following benefits and more. One of the most treasured benefits is that the kids always feel loved by their parents. Kids participate in finding win-win solutions to family problems, learning attitudes and skills that can serve them well throughout their lives. They become competent problem solvers and learn to make wise decisions. They feel secure, valued, appreciated, loved. Their self-respect is strong, which makes them strong. They are confident and able to make the best of situations. They know that their needs are always going to be considered, and their family is going to help them get what they want. as they're going to help their family members get what they want. If all these possibilities sound good to you, then you are going to be very glad that you are here. Do you know that children have a very important job to do, as important as any job on earth? It's their job to create an adult, the adult they become. And one of our jobs is to help them do this, and hopefully do an excellent job of it. That's why experiencing, understanding, and applying Raise Happy Kids is so important. It not only makes your child's job easier, but it makes your job as a parent easier too. During the crucial formative years, children need to practice the skills and develop qualities that help them become happy, capable adults. Wise decision-making, learning to get what you want while making sure you don't infringe upon the rights of others, a difficult task at any age. Strong self-respect, confidence, a clear vision of yourself and others. Interest in being respectful and cooperative. Help your child develop these skills and qualities by using the tools, skills, and strategies of Raise Happy Kids. Create the missing foundation of parenting, the safety net essential to the success of all positive parenting. Create your own fail-safe. It prevents you from slipping backward into negative interactions with your child. It prevents you from ruining the good progress you have made. This missing foundation, this safety net, this fail-safe is positive respect. At the core of positive respect is the positive respect mindset. This is what helps you raise a happy child. It quickly becomes a habit, so maintaining it becomes effortless. When you are committed to being never less than respectful, a foundation is created that ensures that your child always feels loved. Never less than respectful means that you only treat your child in ways that feel good to them and to you. Even when you are feeling frustrated, you are not disrespectful to your child or to yourself. How do you do this? Deciding to develop the positive respect mindset is a great first step. A core belief of the positive respect mindset is that you and your child are equally important. The positive respect mindset is knowing that there is a respectful solution and being determined, committed to finding it. There is a way that everyone involved can get their needs met, and together you can discover it. 3-year-old children find this very easy to master once they discover that it's an option. Here's a 4-step formula that can help you change any habit or pattern you wish. 1. Start your process. For example, be open to change. 2. Take action. For example, practice cooperation. 3. Nurture the process. For example, recognize and appreciate your changes. 4. Be willing to let go of what no longer works. For example, punishment. In the certification program, you focus in more depth on each of these steps and learn how to use step 3 and 4. Today, let's explore the first 2 steps in more detail so that you can get started. Taking the first step, start your process. You only have to be willing and open to possibly wanting to change. You don't have to know that you can change. You don't even have to decide to change. This openness, this tiny baby step, is big enough to start you moving in a new direction. Imagine yourself at the center of a circle, a tiny turn, even 1 degree, even part of a degree, and you are now headed in a different direction along a different path. There's also a saying that reminds us that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. This is your first step on your journey. I remember a translated Chinese proverb that says that if you keep walking in the same direction, you're bound to get where you're headed. Second step, act. Now you are ready. One of the most important ways to continue on the path you've begun to walk on is to take action, inspired action. Do something concrete, however small, that moves you toward your goal. Keep doing these concrete actions, moving you toward your goal every day. You can write yourself a note to put on your mirror and or other places, reminding you of your new goal. I am respectful to my child. Make an arrangement with someone else who's making the same change to be your partner. You can call each other for support when you need help to stay respectful. Start a journal to record your progress. Make a reward plan every time you act respectfully. One of the most powerful things you can do is to plant seed thoughts and nourish them until they form into beliefs. For example, you may choose to plant the following seed thought. I am willing to be respectful. Remember, I told you that a belief is just a thought that you think over and over, a habitual thought. Choose thoughts you would like to be true to create your new beliefs. Affirmations, thoughts of how you would like it to be, can be quite helpful, as can the following instructions. It's important to be as precise as possible to make your statements positive, I am, rather than negative, I am not, and to phrase your affirmations in the present tense. It may not feel logical since you may not yet believe what you're saying. This is what you focus on. It is what you focus on that's important. Whether your focus is that you do want it or that you do not want it, you are still focusing on the same thing. You're putting your energy into it. Make sure it is something you want. Affirmations need to describe what you want as if it were already happening. It's also important to feel how you would feel when what you want is happening. Imagine those good feelings. Realize and expect that as you do this, similar thoughts begin to come to you, strengthening what you have begun. It's good to repeat the affirmation to yourself as often as you think of it. Remember, you're creating a new habit of thought. Some people say their affirmations in front of a mirror. Some write them down. Some record them and listen to the recording. But if these methods do not suit you, it's enough to remember to say it silently and eventually hear it repeated within you. When what you're affirming becomes your actual experience, then the affirmation has served its purpose. You can change your affirmations as more helpful ones occur to you. Think the thoughts that you wish were true. Tell yourself as often as you feel the need or as often as you remember, I am raising a happy child. This thought plants the seed and helps it germinate. A 7-step positive respect strategy helps you raise a happy child. This strategy is called the 7 steps to ending conflict with kids. It's easy to learn. It includes brainstorming, negotiation, and eliminating what doesn't work for those involved. I've taught it to 3-year-olds who understand and learn it quickly. In fact, it's from the 3-year-olds that I learned the essence of this strategy. The 7 steps to end conflict with kids really can help you put an end to conflict in your family, period. It has even happened in one session. A father and daughter had one session and no more fighting. This may happen quickly for you, or it may not, but if you use it, it happens. This process brings harmony to your home, and harmony, by definition, is happy agreement, enjoyable for everyone involved. Here is an example of how it works. This is a question. I had a newspaper column, and people in the community would ask me questions, and I would answer them in the newspaper. Here's the question. Do you have any special hints for dealing with sibling conflict resolution? That question was from D.L. in Redway, California. Here, as in so many conflict situations, the process of discovering mutually agreeable solutions involves valuable peacemaking skills, making sure that communication is clear, that the people involved understand each other accurately, brainstorming for solutions, and negotiating a win-win solution. It's helpful if issues are dealt with when the siblings are not engaged in conflict, though these tools can certainly help resolve conflicts while they are happening. If they are already fighting, just ask if they want your help. If they do, they usually begin telling their side of the story immediately. If they don't want your help, you might ask for their help. Tell them that you have a problem with their fighting. Tell them how it makes you feel. Ask them to help you find a solution to your problem. Then brainstorm and negotiate. Sometimes verbal fighting escalates into physical fighting. If that's not okay with you, tell them, and then put your body on the line. Stay between them until you all come to some mutually acceptable agreement. Offer to help them sort it out so you can both feel good about what's going on. If they do want your help, you might get a chance to talk with each child separately. Then you and they don't have to deal with the dynamics of their relationship while they're sorting things out. This gives each child a chance to be heard, to explain how they would like the situation to be resolved. Later, when they meet, they aren't so emotional and their ideas are clearer. If they already know how to find win-win solutions, then they can do this on their own. If not, they need your help as a facilitator until they become sufficiently skilled. Often, sibling conflicts occur because one of the kids does not feel that they are being heard or that their needs are being considered. Another common cause of conflict is misunderstanding. They haven't accurately understood each other. Talking individually with you about the situation gives each one a chance to feel accepted for who they are and what their needs are. To help this happen, it is important that you mostly listen to them. Do your best to understand their side of the story, asking questions for clarification if necessary. So you thought that she wanted you to do that, but now she says she didn't want you to. This makes sure that you have understood them and helps them be clear in themselves about what happened. It's also a way of teaching the skills of clear communication. When they feel understood and accepted, it's easier for them to understand and accept the needs of others. Then it's easier to discover mutually agreeable solutions to the problems. As the siblings become more familiar with this method of resolving conflict in ways that are agreeable to everyone involved, not only do they use it spontaneously on their own, but conflicts happen less frequently. Instead of getting into conflict over something, they go right into negotiating. Also, as they become more skilled negotiators, it takes less time to negotiate. Peace and harmony increase. This is the amazing result of using this positive respect strategy. You have put an end to conflict in your family. Your family has learned and used positive respect tools and skills by using this one positive respect strategy. You have accepted that you each deserve to have it how you want it. You have learned how to communicate clearly, how to write things down, that if it isn't good for one of you, it's not an option. To take action, mutually acceptable action, how to brainstorm, to negotiate, to follow up. None of you go back to how it was. Your family is different now. When there are differences in needs, wishes, and values between family members, those differences bring up the need to find a mutually agreeable solution. No longer do you go into fight for what you want mode. Everyone accepts that it's possible to find a win-win solution. They've done it at least once. Everyone knows that it's much, much better this way. This is it for this class and for the series. I'll make sure all the audios of the classes are posted. If you know anyone who wants to learn everything presented in the certification program, they can get the inexpensive online version and later decide about support and even certification. You can just to happykidsco.com, scroll down, and there's a box that says Get Certified. Click on that and find out more about certification and even getting that inexpensive online version that I told you about. That's it for today. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you, Karen, for sharing us that life-changing information. I always learn so much stuff from you. I love listening into your class. One of the words that really stay with me is the word harmony. I love that word, and we all want that, and we can all have that in our home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really great class. So if you want to have that in your home, harmony, please subscribe to Karen's channel on YouTube and check out her other teleclasses, especially with the 7-step to end conflict with kids. That's a good one. And another one of my favorites was 2-year-olds making it easier. That was very, very interesting. Also visit her website to learn more about the certification program and also become a member and enjoy her audios and videos there. Also, if you know anyone that can benefit from this teleclass, please share this video, share the link, and join us in this world movement for raising happy kids. Thanks again for joining us.